I just want to say, I want to disagree. We don't have critical mass. We need to be, Sweden, Norway, Denmark needs to be the norm. We cannot accept that having 19% of women in Congress or 13% like that's not, it's not okay. And I think as women, we need to understand it is in the politics. It's the politics that defines the economy. It is politics that defines these social norms. And until we get political power, we are not going to be able to make giant strides. And to get political power, every woman in here, we cannot all run for office, but every woman in here needs to be involved in getting a woman elected.
But I think
we need to be organized. We need to raise the money. You know, when you're running for office, we do not have the resources. We don't have the money. We don't have the technical know-how and so on. And we need women across the world. I got terrific support from my Vital Voices network, from all the other women I've met through that network. I was kidnapped, I was water hosed, and so on. One of the greatest things was that within an hour, women around the world were sending me messages and sending messages to my government that it's not okay. And so we need to get organized. It has to be more than meetings like this. We need to form organizations.
And
one of
quotas.
the things
I believe in quotas.
that's happening in Egypt is that the women were not organized. They were in the streets, they were fighting, but they were not part of formal organizations. And when they started saying, let's talk about who's going to run the country, they called the formal organizations to the table. So we need to be part of political parties, we need to be part of NGOs that are politically involved, and we need to get women elected.
I would also add to that.
Let me give Elise the last word because the clock has run out on us. But Elise,
we can go on for a long time.
We know that Vital Voices is going to be part of that because we're going to leave here inspired by Ka and by everyone's call to arms here.
What I would add to that is, you know, we may have 19% of seats in parliament around the world. We don't share 19% of the power. We don't. And that's the major problem, is that we're not in senior leadership positions within the seats that we hold. And I think that mentoring is critical, critical. And I want to make a proposal to Jane that your top women leaders and the Women World Leaders mentor some of the emerging women leaders around the pipeline.
It's available. and a few women have broken through to the top, Ka.
Yes.
Now the goal is to get more women to head countries, because when women win and women lead, things change.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I can't think of a better way